All right, so we should have Lisa. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I am. We're here on a hot day in Missouri.
Oh, it's hot out there?
Oh, we had our first heat wave of the summer this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have not. I'm in Virginia, and normally it's like we have 45 days of 100-degree weather, and then like 90-something days of 90-degree weather, and we've had like 3 days of 90 degrees, and the rest has just been amazing. No storms, no nothing. It's just been perfect.
Just wait. I don't know if you should have said that out loud.
It's the global warming. It's killing us here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been good for Whitewater. Whitewater has had a fantastic, for our water parks in our industry when the heat waves hit. Whitewater has really done well, but it's tough, and when you're hitting 100 degrees day after day.
Yeah, we actually went to the water park for the first time since the season is getting ready to close up over here. We hit the water park this past Sunday, and it was like 70. It was too cold for the water park at 70 degrees, and it was like us and like maybe another 100 people in the Kings Dominion water park. So it was,
wow,
it was good because we got to have the run of the water park for us. But yeah, let's chat a little bit about some Silver Dollar City here. You guys made a big announcement this year that you guys are going to be putting in a whole new area to the park. We got Fireman's Landing coming in 2015, and this looks really, really cool. The
it is so awesome. Anybody who's followed Silver Dollar City knows that we've always been true to theme. Theming is so important to what we do, and in recent years, we've only heightened that unbelievable vision that happens as we build these areas. And this Fireman's Landing is so gorgeous and so beautifully themed. And our corporate development team in Atlanta, along with our people here at Silver Dollar City, there's a lot of collaborating that goes on, and we really have a good thing going for us. On this end, we'll make sure that our guests and do the research and make sure that we're meeting the guests' needs. We never make a decision without knowing that this is what our guests are looking for. And in this case, a lot of mothers and fathers were saying, we love Geyser Gulch, which was fun, but if you were, over 6 years old, you didn't have a whole lot to do there. You waited, right? So we took that into account, that there are so many different age groups within families who like to stay together when they come to a park like ours or Dollywood's. And so what we did is we said, okay, let's make a whole new area that has activities for the little guys and at the same time has thrill segments for the older kids. And then we put a beautiful package with it and a theme. And on top of that, we're going to be paying tribute to our heroes, firefighters. So 10 new family adventures, all in one area, that range from, things that for little 3-year-olds to all the way through the age cycles. So really a neat thing that's going to open in March of 2015.
Now, how did you guys go with how did you come with the fireman theming? How and why did you go with the fireman
Well, I
theming?
think some folks may remember that really neat idea that happened with Outlaw Run was paying tribute to law enforcement, people who really put their lives on the line every day. And the whole idea of our Outlaw Run, which, we love, know and love Outlaw Run, worldwide footprint of just an amazing wooden coaster. Well, that tribute to law enforcement is something that it struck a chord, that we had a purpose to the ride. Additionally, if you look at Silver Dollar City, now let me take you back more than 100 years ago, okay? There was a town here, right here at Silver Dollar City, and it was a mining town. It was part of the Marble Cave Mining Company. Marble, not Marvel, which we've changed. It was changed to Marvel over the years. That town burned down. Oh. And so the storyline of another ride many of your listeners will remember, Fire in the Hole, the storyline of Fire in the Hole, which is our one of our most favorite coasters for 3 decades, it is about that town burning down. And what we then go from the fact that the town burned down into the fiction, fire, which was, Fire in the Hole, and now we take it a whole new level. That the townsfolk in this sort of theater of the mind visual picture, the townsfolk said, we're not going to let that happen again. We're not going to let our town burn down. So we're going to hold a huge volunteer fair. And as part of this fair, we're going to ask for recruits. And, of course, the recruits have to do the training modules, right? So you have to do a shock tower, one of those real tall shot towers, in order to train. And you have to get in the flying balloons in order to look for smoke or possible fire somewhere out in the Ozarks. So it's all, very make-believe and at the same time very real. So we have found that when you tell a storyline really, really well, and you give it such a real backbone, as in a true story, and then carry it out as you develop the attractions, that people enjoy that. They buy into it. They start believing it themselves and enjoying it even all the more. So while Dollywood also has been using some of the Fireman's theme, we all seek to bring to life the colorful history and heritage of the regions in which we operate. Of course, Dollywood in the Smokies is terrific. Here at the Ozark Mountains, we've got quite colorful background and characters and lore in which to build our storylines.
Very nice. Now, how hard is it to go out and select attractions that would fit well into a fireman theme? In Hershon, it's just been really exciting to watch. As I told you earlier offline, I've been here 25 years, and in that time, I have seen some of the most remarkable creative people. And, Silver Dollar City itself, built by extremely creative front runners in the very beginning. And we just have a really cool collaborative effort that goes on that everybody, it's kind of like we buy into it. So when everybody starts thinking about what can we do and how can we do it and what would be best, and a couple of the rides are repurposed, but several are new, and we are, all collaboratively work together to determine what goes where and how it makes sense, and at the same time making sure we're meeting those really basic things that mothers and fathers of young children know they love, like the foam factories, the ball factories, making sure that those things, the splash, we've all seen little kids with, there's just the water that spouts up, they can play in that forever. So we really have to look to ensure that what we're bringing will meet the needs of all those different kids. And they can do it all in the same area. Those of you familiar with Silver Dollar City know the Grand Exposition, which is 10 rides in one area, okay? That was after the World's Fairs of yesteryear, and of which, there was St. Louis. So that had a legitimate storyline. In this case, similarly to the Grand Expo, we are going to have an area where there's a lot going on all in one area that's suitable for people of all ages. So people will seek to make that a destination point and spend extra time there. It's really, really going to be something that helps broaden the park as far as the footprint, and also broaden the appeal to the variety of ages.
Very cool. Now I saw something, I think it was on either your Twitter or your Facebook or something like that, where you had a gentleman from a TV program that went in and grabbed some parts from Geyser Gulch that you're going to then reuse in some sort of a sculpture? This
is mega cool. We got with through different channels and different channels here on our end in corporate and maintenance and construction and whatnot. We got with the DIY Network's Salvage Dogs. That's DAWGS, Salvage Dogs. It's a great show that's in its fourth season at the DIY Network, which hopefully you have and you can tune in. These guys are terrific. They are of black salvage, and they were salvage guys who had good personality and had a vision to bring this to television, and they've been very successful with it. And now with their fourth season, they came to Geyser Gulch and were wowed by all the things that they could take from Geyser Gulch. And at the same time, we want to make sure that we keep a piece. It's one of the things our coaster enthusiast friends have taught us, that the memories and the memorabilia are very important to the developing of continuing, the future of theme parks. So we thought we want to keep some things. And when these guys came, we brainstormed together and decided, wow, because what these guys do is they take the salvage and then they make things. They're historical architects. Well, we said, how about you take some of our icon pieces and you create a tribute to firefighters. And I'm telling you, they jumped all over it. They are going to take some of the salvage. They're going to build a tribute to firefighters across the world. And we're going to have it right here at grand opening. And let's keep our fingers crossed that it becomes part of the programming.
All right. That is very cool. I love when you can integrate in the TV shows and stuff like that. That's really neat.
Oh, it's been so much fun. I think a lot of our folks in our industry are seeing that. There's more and more, I think the Travel Channel should be congratulated for really on the front end of a lot of this, because many of us in the industry have had the joy and privilege of working with different houses, different production houses, who the Travel Channel really give them great airtime. Now, I don't know what the business workings are, but there's definitely more airtime for more creative projects than ever before, and it's fun. GAC, Great American Country, is going to come out with a new one for their new footprint coming out. They're doing something with amusement parks and theme parks, and we know that we've got good stuff to provide. We've got good material and good content, and we've got good places for personalities to go and to be part of things and enjoy and bring their families. Bring their families too.
You brought up the Great American Country Channel doing their thing. I was actually Dollywood super fan for their episode out at Dollywood. So. Oh
my gosh! Yay. Perfect.
And
that's. Great.
Interesting little fact, JD, who is the host of that show, or who is the host of that show, because I guess it hasn't come on yet, but I think they're almost done filming. He was actually at the Emmys last night, so he was tweeting and Facebooking from the Emmys. It was really cool.
Oh, how fun! Yes, he was a nice gentleman. We had a fun super fan too, but I tell you, it's going to be really neat to see you guys on the air and see how super fanish you acted.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It was a good day. It was a fun day.
Great.
So, I know this is a silly question, I know, but I haven't had a chance to get out there for Outlaw Run. It hit its second season this year in operations. How are you guys doing?
Wait. Oh, did I just hear you right?
Me saying that I haven't been out there yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm kicking myself.
Oh, my gosh. I think I have to go. I have to hang up the phone now.
Well, hey, wait a minute. The legend has been there, so, the legend...
I've been out there.
Okay.
So half of us have been there. We did an event, what was it? It was opening year, so 2013, we did an event out there, and unless it's on a Monday, I can't. It's very difficult. I work 6 days a week and own a business, so it's very hard for me to get away. So I was unable to make it out there. But my plan is still, in the next my 10-year plan still has me going to Silver Dollar City sometime. I don't know.
Look, now that we're such tight buddies, you're just going to call me, and we're going to make sure that happens.
My friends always say, when they have a thing that they want to do, and they're like, oh, yeah, Clint can't do it, it's a Saturday. And then they say, well, wait a minute, what if we just hired you as a DJ that day? Could you do it then? And I'm like, yes, you pay the $1,000 to hire me as a DJ, and you could do with me whatever you want. So it's that easy.
Okay.
Just hire me to come out there and DJ something, I'll DJ the grand opening,
Well, we should probably give a shout out to Pete Owens over at Dollywood, because he's probably your buddy since you were a super fan and everything, and you guys are probably good friends over there at Dollywood, aren't you?
We are. Pete is one of the most amazing guys ever. Like since me and the legend met him at the same time, the same day.
Long time ago, yeah.
And we went in there for a filming for our podcast. We didn't know who he was. He didn't know who we were. Long story short, he gave us like 2 hours. He said, I got to be out here by 11. And 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he's still running us around the park going, oh, you got to check out this. You got to check out that. Oh, yeah. Let me buy you guys lunch. Let's do that. So when I called him up and said, because the Great American Country people called me up 14 hours before I had to be there, and it's a 7-hour drive for me. So,
wow. Wow.
They called me and said, "Hey, you're our super fan. Can you be here by tomorrow morning?" And I'm like, And it was it was a day I had to work, so I had to get off work and all that stuff, and get on the road. And so I called Pete from the road, and I said, "Hey, Pete, I'm on my way down to Dollywood. I'm your super fan."
Yeah.
And he said, "Excuse me?" I said, I'm on my way to Dollywood. I'm going to be your super fan." And he goes, "Are you saying super fan or Superman?"
I knew there was a punchline in this.
Yeah, so then he was very happy that I was on my way down, and we got to spend the day together, which is very hard to spend a day with Pete because he's such a busy guy. So when you get there, he's always, he gives you a good hour or so, and then he has to go off and do something else. But with the film crew and everything, I got to spend most of the day with him and the Dollywood crew, which is I love
great.
those guys.
Well, you be sure to come and see us at Silver Dollar City again. I know it's been a couple of years, but we'd love to have you.
I need to get out there. I do.
Yeah, I really think you do, Clint. Because I know what a big fan you are of Dollywood, and they're somewhat similar parks. And I actually, between the two, I do prefer Silver Dollar City.
Oh.
Well, let me tell you another thing coming to Silver Dollar City next year. The Harlem Globetrotters.
Really?
They are the newest part of our family. Sometime last year, they became part of Hershon Family Entertainment. And we made the announcement the very same day that we made Fireman's Landing announcement that the Harlem Globetrotters were coming, and they're going to be here for 6 weeks, 3 times a day, all during our summer, Star-Spangled Summer. So we're really excited about that, and they were a huge hit because we were able to keep them quiet, even though they all came into the same airport, stayed at the hotel. I was like, guys, and one girl, the TNT, who is I think the very first female Globetrotter, was the very first female Globetrotter, but I was like, you can't eat together, you can't stand around the hotel lobby together, because they're tall. One guy was 7'4".
Man.
And we got them through into the park the next morning and backstage, and nobody ever broke it. And then, guess what we did? We did the Fireman's Landing, and then we hired a band, which was also backstage, and suddenly the video says, and then come see us, Fireman's Landing 2015. And then everything goes quiet, and the big voice booms, but there's even more reason to be excited. And suddenly you hear the beginning of what song, guys? Come on. Remember, Sweet Georgia Brown. That's right. And the band comes marching out, and out come the Harlem Globetrotters in basketball craziness. It was fun.
That's awesome. Definitely a marquee show for you guys. Now, where are the Globetrotters? Where are they going to be performing in the park?
They're going to be in our Red Gold Heritage Hall, which is our big exhibition center. They'll be doing 3 exhibitions a day, and really exciting stuff. So that starts next summer. So 2015, boy, howdy! If you want to make a trip to Branson, it's going to be a good time to make it.
Very, very cool. 2015 is obviously something very exciting. But I think before we let you go, we need to talk just a little bit about what you guys do for the Christmas time, because that's coming up in just a few months.
Sure. Well, first of all, coming up in the fall, we have the National Harvest and Cowboy Festival. Cowboy Festival has really touched a neat nerve in the middle of America. So we've added Cowboy to our Harvest Festival. We're bringing in a brand new, great big stunt show, and we have 100 visiting crafters coming in, and all kinds of really neat elements that come with that festival. That lasts all through the fall, and then come Christmas, which we open November 1st. Guess who turns 50 this year and is now part of the Hershon family? Mr. Little Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. So he will be here as the grand MC of his own parade. So we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for Christmas, and we have all the lights and all the trees and all the shows, Broadway-style shows. It's a Wonderful Life and Dickens' Christmas Carol. The parade, Rudolph's Parade, will be all new, the Holly Jolly Christmas Parade, with new floats and all lighted up. It'll go through the streets of the city a couple of times a night, and just so much to see and do. The 5-story animated Christmas tree on the square, and all the light spectacular up on the square, and just so much. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It literally takes your breath away. That lasts November and all December, but it's only Thursdays through Sundays. Mostly. There's a day or two there you need to check, but on the website, silverdollarcity.com. But everywhere from USA Today to Good Morning America has heralded it as one of the best Christmas displays on the planet. So really, if you're thinking about coming to visit this year, there's still plenty to do.
Very cool. I know I had to talk about that because I've seen it on the website and seen it on various places. Never been there myself during the holiday season, but it looks like quite the spectacle. And I know Clint's done Dollywood and they do Christmas big, and I knew you guys did as well.
Yes, we do, and we'd love to have your listeners come visit. So just keep in mind there's always something going on. Silver Dollar City will be closed as we continue to build up for 2015, only January, February, and we're open by mid-March for spring break. I know a lot of people are looking for spring break alternatives, and we should have Fireman's Landing ready by spring break.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the construction of Fireman's Landing. How much of the existing infrastructure there is already going to be integrated in, or is it something that you guys clear the whole thing and build all fresh?
You would not believe the progress on that. It's gone. Geyser Gulch is gone.
Okay.
It's just been every day they're working like crazy. You never know what the winter's going to bring, right? So we never lose a day thinking, oh, we've got plenty of time. Once we start into projects, our maintenance and construction folks are really top-notch, and they just go after it. So virtually all of Geyser Gulch is gone already. Footings are being poured, and rides are in refurb or in brand new. And we are going to be really working steadily at this pace. As we all known, and we've seen in our industry that weather, especially often the late winter weather, can really throw a wrench into plans for opening. So we really try very hard to be 10 steps ahead of that weather.
That is always a determining factor.
Yes, absolutely. We've seen it with a lot of parks this year after last year's brutal winter.
Mm-hmm. All right, Legend. Anything else?
No, that pretty much wraps up all the questions I had.
Well, I know that this conversation has made you guys absolutely want to come visit us, and we welcome you with open arms.
Always.
Good. Thank you, guys.
I did get a text message from Pete just now. I made sure to message him and let him know that Legend said that Silver Dollar City is better than Dollywood, and Pete has some words for you, Legend. So
I'm sure he does. You know? They're very similar, but Dollywood, there's no cave, and Silver Dollar City's got a cave.
Oh, see, now that was the one thing we had to bring up. Otherwise, Drew the intern was going to be upset if we didn't talk about the cave, and you snuck it in there at the end. I like it.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. It's the whole Hershon Family Entertainment from a hole in the ground.
I love it. Well, are you going to be at IAPA this year?
Yes, I'll see you guys, I hope. Maybe
Okay.
we can gather and have some fun.
Yeah, well, we're doing our video interviews like always from the floor, so we'll have to get together with you and chat about a little more about Fireman's Landing and see where we're at there then.
All right, love to. Looking forward to it.
All
Thank
right.
you ever so much.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa.
Bye, guys.
Bye.